So, Kirk, what's been? Do you have something here that you want to show us?
I do. I have some headphones from Able Planet.
Okay.
And I wish I could say they're as cool as what we just saw, but at least they're in stores, and they are available now.
Here from Able Planet right now is Kevin Semcken. Hey, Kevin.
Hi,
good
Kevin.
to see you.
How are you? Good to see you.
So you're tall, so lean into that microphone.
Okay,
I'll give you the Elvis effect right there. right there. I was, if I had to, we're always as journalists looking for the narrative of CES. What's the story?
Yeah.
And it's been 3D TVs or tablets. We thought maybe it'd be Windows 8 this year. No. But there was a real surprise in the narrative. For me, there were a couple of surprises: smart TVs, and then headphones everywhere. Headphones. It must be the hottest category out there, and I'm willing to hazard a guess because everybody hates their iBuds, their buds from the iPhone.
Yeah.
So tell me about Able Planet.
Well, Able Planet is a company that was actually founded on a hearing aid technology. In 2005 is when we actually purchased the patents, and then submitted the technology to the Consumer Electronics Show under a healthcare initiative to kind of raise awareness.
Right.
And we won the Best in Category for Embedded Technologies. Since then, we've actually had many of the leading retailers come by and say, well, what do they sound like in headphones and headsets? And we really didn't know for the general consumer, so we started putting them in. And since 2006, Able Planet has won 36 of the world's most prestigious audio awards. We've established worldwide distribution. International markets are behind the U.S., but in the U.S. you'll find it everywhere, in major retailers, right in the front of the store. So in regards to what's happening with headphones, I believe you'll find that there's some new exciting introductions. And when you launch into the consumer electronics business, headphones and audio products that are differentiated by patented technologies that truly enhance the sound quality, you're going to get a lot of interest in those markets.
Well, and that's what's happening because they're aimed at, a lot of these are aimed at kids, so they're not aimed at audio quality. Kids don't know from audio quality.
Yeah, really.
They're aimed, the Skull Candy, the bright colors, or Dr. Dre sells these, or Ludacris sells these, and so it isn't. They never, when you talk about any of these, they never really mention audio quality. That is not a high priority, and yet for us older folks, and I think for kids too, if they start to understand this, sound quality is paramount. That's why you're wearing headphones.
Yeah, I think it's really important too to expose the younger folks to quality so that they know the difference.
Or we're going to lose it.
That's exactly right. I was curious to know what is the hearing aid technology, the enhancement technology that you put into these.
Right. The technology is called Lynx Audio, and what it does from a hearing perspective is that the vast majority of hearing loss is in the high frequencies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what the technology does, and actually it's an analog technology, it's not a digital technology.
Really?
Yeah. So it's, basically if you go to the audio files, I think a lot of them will tell you that the enhancements of digital make sound really unreal. It cleans it up, it makes it nice,
Sure.
but it doesn't make it sound live.
Right.
This analog technology actually converts every single fundamental sound into a chord. So you have two amplified high frequencies that are created off of the fundamental sound. So what you can do then is the limitations in terms of sound quality for current products are that you have to really select your sound. So Bose has their sound, Monster has their sound.
Unique.
Yeah, it's a unique sound. And it's because you really can't provide a live experience because it's either a very bassy sound or it's a mid-range sound. Right. But with Lynx Audio, you can move towards a fuller bass sound without masking those high frequencies, because the high frequencies then push through. So all of a sudden you hear the pounding of the bass drum and the guitar strings come through and voices are clearly
Now
heard.
I want to hear these.
So you're eliminating masking essentially of one frequency by another.
That's exactly right.
That's actually, it's interesting because that's how MP3 works.
By eliminating frequencies that you wouldn't otherwise hear.
I remember we interviewed Klaus Maria Brandenburg, the guy who invented the MP3 codec at Fraunhofer.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. The insight we had is that when the ear's hearing one chord, it tends to not hear another parallel chord. So when we see that note, I should say, we can eliminate that second note and with minimal change to the music. But you're taking advantage of that fact by enhancing that second note. So if I can't hear the first note very well, the second note will help me hear it. Is that what's going on?
Well, actually, you are amplifying. So in the high frequencies, so it's actually like a chord. In the high frequencies, it still provides a fuller, richer sound. And what happens is at amplification of the high frequencies, it's 30-40% at normal listening levels. So it really pushes through and actually prevents these sounds from being masked.
Is this only for old folks?
Actually, it's a great comment. The vast majority of our sales actually are sold between 18 and 40-year-old.
Interesting. People who have good
individuals.
high frequency response.
That's exactly. Well, this is what happened. So after the customers, the retailers came back and said, what do they sound like? We started building them. Able Planet has actually become, and I believe in 2012 will be the #1 noise canceling headphone in the world.
And I've never tried them.
This headphone, so that you know, these headphones, this line of headphones, I believe Able Planet will top 1 million units this year.
No kidding.
Wow.
And active noise canceling as well?
And only active noise canceling.
They're very comfortable. They're over ear. More and more. This is all we're seeing is over ear.
Which is certainly my preference.
Well, I like in-ear monitors because they, this is what I'm wearing right now, Ultimate Ears.
Sure.
Because they're, on the air they're not
Well,
very
they're
visible, and they do
unobtrusive,
isolation not with active canceling, but just by sealing your ear.
Right.
Passive. These passive,
side.
but they're uncomfortable. So when I'm in the studio, I wear AKG K240s. I like over-ear headphones, but I'm going to have to try these.
Yes.
This might be my new headphone. Huh? How much what's the price range on Able Planet headphones?
Well, these headphones, the ones that you're wearing, are $349. The interesting part of the Clear Harmony line is that Apple has actually selected Able Planet as a gift with purchase partner. Some of our headphones, like the one you're wearing, actually is part of that program, where if you purchase a Clear Harmony headphone, you'll actually get the gift of an iPod Touch that'll come with the headphone.
Well, that's a good deal.
That's a good
That's a
deal.
great
do
deal.
that.
No kidding.
So that's interesting. Apple, I guess, realizes that those white earbuds are really not high fidelity.
Well, there's another very critical point that you bring up about the younger listeners, is that we have all of these things have been shown in engineering trials and studies, and you can see the results of the perception of loudness of a chord versus a note.
Yes.
And at identical volumes,
Interesting.
a chord just sounds louder. So people are turning Able Planet headphones down,
Which is
listening
good
at
for
low-
kids because they listen at too high a level. They deafen themselves. It's a real problem, hearing loss in young people.
That being said, this
Yeah.
morning I listened to these at very high volume, and they did not crack or distort.
that's
Now,
interesting.
I did play some songs that already had a great deal of high frequency energy, and it was a bit too much. And I felt like I had to go hit the EQ a little bit because of the Lynx audio technology
Yeah.
that was adding some frequencies to it. But
So
at
you
low
turn it
volume,
down.
At low volume, what I really liked, I love headphones that you could really hear the bass guitar line. You know,
Right.
that 180 hertz, 120 hertz,
Right.
60 hertz, 55 hertz, that kind of stuff. And these absolutely kick butt for hearing that without cracking it, without
Breaking up.
without giving
Yeah.
intermod distortion to the other frequencies.
Right.
So I really appreciated that about these.
Well, Kirk, these particular headphones, the technology, one of the other interesting factors that was shown in the engineering labs is that when you turn up standard audio products and it gets to a volume that is very high and actually overwhelms the speaker, the signal is hard clipped off.
Right. Sure.
So once the hard
Right.
clipping starts to happen, the distortion sets in. No matter what level you turn these up to, the Lynx audio soft clips the signal.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why you're getting the.
So there's
that's
a
why
lot
you get
going
the
on in these.
a tremendous
Yes, no
amount.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'll
hope
have
that
to try
I hope that you're not boosting the level in this Lynx audio system to require people that. I mean, I'm very concerned about noise-induced hearing loss, and so when I hear that, you're amplifying frequencies which people with hearing aids would need, people without hearing aids, it might. I'm hoping that it doesn't
Right.
exacerbate the problem.
This is a very important point. When you alter an audio signal in any event at identical levels, you're not increasing the intensity of the entire signal at any point. What you're really doing is you're shifting.
Mm-hmm.
So to boost the higher frequencies, you're actually taking a little bit off of the lower frequency.
Ah, interesting.
So it's a transition away from the lower frequency towards the high frequency. But then if you, every single headphone has to have a perfectly matched, they're called Lynx coils, with a high performance speaker. So you can actually then move the speaker to a bassier sound. That will compensate for the loss in the bass,
Gotcha.
and then
And
have the frequency
this
come
is
through.
borne out by the fact these do work when turned off. So
They do.
if the batteries die, now it does sound bassy. You lose some of the high end because they've tuned it that way.
Right.
But you can still listen. You can finish the movie if you need to. But you're not going to run out of battery. You know why? Here's where the batteries go. Okay, two
they're
double
real
A's.
batteries.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Over on this side, it's the backup batteries.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't put any in there, but that's where the
Excellent.
spare batteries
That's
go.
a nice idea.
Excellent.
Which, oh, what a blessing.
Long flights.
Yeah, not have to. Excuse me, I have to get out to get to my overhead so I can get some batteries.
Yeah.
They're right here.
No, that's
All right.
great.
Hey,
Fantastic.
we want to thank you for coming by, Kevin. Able Planet. Is it ableplanet.com?
It is ableplanet.com, and the product's available in retailers across the country.
Apparently, Apple stores too.
Apple.com is
Apple
putting
online.
it online.
Great.
It's putting it on in February, and then Brookstone, Costco, and a lot of that.
There's one more thing to know. There is an accessory available. You unplug this,
Yeah.
and there's a boom mic that goes in here.
Oh, excellent.
And yesterday I made some phone calls from your booth on my cell phone using that boom mic, and I talked to some audio experts at Omnia. And they said, Kirk, it sounds really good. Of course, it's a noise-canceling mic, so the bass is rolled off a bit.
Right.
But they could hardly tell I was in a noisy convention center.
And actually, that mic, that Lynx microphone, has the technology in the microphone, so we're actually transmitting the altered sound, and that's
okay.
why they're hearing it.
Wow.
I'd like to make one last point so that, in regards to the people who, do they like the age and do they like the sound? Actually, Able Planet is in the process of not only disrupting the hearing aid market, we're coming out with really aggressive pricing on personal sound amplifiers for people. We're also going to challenge the people in these marketplaces to outperform us. And actually, at the show here, we did a Hear the Difference challenge side by side with Bose. And by the end of the show, we calculated it all up, and as of right now, the buyers, the engineers, everyone at this show, 4 out of 5 people preferred Able Planet. So that's about to hit the airwaves
That's a
next
hell
week.
of a big market that you're taking on. I think
Yeah,
that's great.
no
Yeah, because
kidding.
that's all you see on the airplanes is those Bose headphones.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, good. I'm
So-
going to try them. Obviously, you like them.
Where's your
I do.
booth?
I do.
Yeah.
Our booth is, as you come into the central hall, right by LG is the easy way to explain it.
easy
We're right
way.
on the right side, right by the front door.
Fantastic.
I'll have to
Great.
wander over. Kevin Semcken from Able Planet. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.